Do you think having sex with Beast Boy is bestiality?
I mean, is he in an animal form?
I mean, he is an animal in bed. Welcome to Dr. DC's podcast. My name is producer Richard, and across from me is the doctor himself.
Hello.
Each day, we're talking about the weird and wonderful world of DC while fielding questions from listeners like you.
That's right. Each day. This week, it's Fanagar week.
That's right.
This is the fourth day.
Fans, gar. Yeah. That was it for this week.
Yeah, join us on Patreon for more of this.
Yeah. You know how much you want this award-winning content.
Which we obviously did.
Yeah.
Win.
Yeah, we won.
The Canadian Podcast Award.
Top notch.
There's
tier.
no way we didn't.
No, I mean, with content like
From
this.
when we're recording this in the past, we definitely won.
I'm doubling down.
And I know that history will vindicate me.
Yeah. And it was not just like a kind of win, it was by a landslide.
Blew them out. They're actually canceling the podcast that didn't win.
Yeah, it was such a travesty that they were like, well, clearly
they're not just canceling like they're stopping the podcast. I mean canceling like
people.
They're out.
Yeah.
They'll never work in this town again.
In this format again.
Yeah.
That's right.
They're done with podcasting.
They had to go to TikTok.
They committed ceremonial like seppuku.
Oh wow. They're killing themselves?
It's the shame that like they'll never be able to win a Canadian Podcast Award the way we won.
They just can't reach this level of content.
Yeah.
This quality.
And there is nothing can bring me down from this mountain of confidence.
No. You see my petard? I'll never be hoisted by
I couldn't possibly be. I'm unassailable.
Yeah. This is the top of the mountain.
Yes. And as you know, the higher they are, the never they'll fall.
Of course we're talking about Fanagar, Fanstravaganza. Because this podcast is all about the fans.
Yeah. Sure.
Such a quick. Well, I don't want to commit that hard.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want them to feel that good about it.
Yuck.
I mean, it is really about.
Yeah, it's the negging that's gotten them here.
Oh, God.
To change now would be changing our format.
This is the fourth episode this week where we're going back through the mailbag and answering questions we didn't get to first time around.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so,
So we went through the bottom of the barrel.
I went and looked for the shittiest questions I could.
Yeah, so I guess it's worth getting to it now.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
So we're going to start on Twitter.
Twitter.
First question comes from James Rodriguez.
Right. Yeah. I won't say this was a petard hoisting, but I definitely got it wrong the last time.
God, that never felt better. That was a great moment. When you told somebody their name was wrong.
When I name-splained. Yeah.
Oh, I understand every culture and every different way to interpret a name.
I think that's a reasonable position to take.
Yeah, I am.
As a white man who once went to university, I know basically everything.
I mean, obviously. James Rodriguez asks, what's the most ridiculous part of a Bat villain story you love? For me, it's the New 52 story when Joker raises an ape as the son he never had.
Yeah, that's Jackanapes, I think. Yeah,
that's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. Oh God, can you think of like a moment where you're like, that's sort of like an insane, silly villain thing?
Not a Bat villain one though.
Well, fine. Which one?
Paper Man.
Right. So Paper Man. We discovered on the Patreon.
Yes.
We were doing one of our Tomb Raider episodes.
That's right.
And we found a an example of this Wonder Woman villain from like the 50s or 60s when like Wonder Woman was the book that like they were like, I don't know, who gives a shit.
Yeah.
And this guy, it said that so Paperman fell into like a vat of experimental paper chemicals.
Yes.
Or something like that.
Yeah.
And he became literally like a paper man.
Yes.
That is extremely
in the R&D department of a paper company.
Yeah. I love the idea that it's something so high tech it could like affect him genetically. Like, this paper company got their hands on like depleted plutonium, and they were like, "Can this make paper better?"
Yeah, you know how paper's made of wood? What if it was made of chemicals?
Souls,
like humans?
Yeah. Yes, that's a very good one.
What about the ventriloquist? What is that origin?
So that is just that
he's crazy.
I mean, without putting too fine a point on it, it's that he is this timid,
yes,
shy, soft-spoken fellow who gets out all of his rage and anger through this dissociative identity thing, through which his ventriloquist dummy named Scarface tells him to do stuff. Yes. And so Scarface is the quote-unquote villain, and Arnold Wexler is along for the ride. Okay. But like psychologically, that's his channel to get all of his evil, all of his negative impulses out. Okay. So it's like, to him, technically Scarface is doing it.
Yes.
But that's obviously not true.
Okay.
I don't know that I find that silly, though. I mean, it is, of course, silly. But you know what I mean? Like, for a comic, that's psychological depth. You know, like, honestly, like, that's a relatively interesting Batman villain that way.
Yeah.
Oh, God, trying to think of, like, a silly... I mean, Kite Man.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Although Kite Man got that, like, tragic kind of retconned origin in the War of Jokes and Riddles, where, like, the Riddler kills his son and shit like that, and he's like, his name is Charles Brown. He's Charlie Brown. He's a sad sack guy. And he wants to go fly kite with his son, and then his son gets killed because of him, and he's this low-level henchman, and so he becomes Kite Man.
Jesus.
I mean, it's still silly, even in War of Jokes and Riddles, but it's also, like, deeply tragic now. Let's see, a bat villain with a silly... Let's go to the TV show.
Yeah.
King Tut.
Oh, there you go.
King Tut is like a guy who's like a archaeologist or something like that. He's like an Egyptologist even. And he gets like hit on the head and then believes he's King Tut. No powers.
Yeah.
That's it.
He just thinks he's King Tut.
But that translates to the comic character Maxie Zeus, who's just a guy who thinks he is Zeus or descendant of Zeus.
Oh, yeah.
Except for versions that we kind of see in like that Arkham Asylum Serious House on Serious Earth, where it's like, is he made of electricity?
Yeah.
Like, there's that kind of other version of Maxie Zeus. But I do like that idea of like, from the show where it's like, he's hit on the head and he thinks he's King Tut. How does that make him good at crime? I don't know. Hit on the head.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Or even like Egghead.
Oh, here's one.
Egghead is like, he has the egg-shaped head. You could maybe say he's got a bigger brain, but all he does is go like, time to make an exit. The yoke's on you, Batman. Like,
here's one.
He didn't fall into a vat of eggs or something.
Yeah.
He just...
The Halle Berry Catwoman.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Where she...
gets mauled by cats.
But also she becomes part of like a lineage of cat avatars.
Yes. Like, a bunch of cats just like climb on top of her.
But that movie also somehow like acknowledges that Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman has also existed, and her cat powers allow her to dizzyingly play basketball, among other things, but mostly that.
Yep, that's a good one.
Yeah, that's a pretty silly one. That's up there.
Listen to our commentary track on the Patreon.
Oh God, yeah. Listen, of the movies you've made me watch that involve cats for the Patreon, I prefer Catwoman.
Just wait till we watch The Phantom next week.
How dare you? Yeah, I think that's good. Those are a couple of good examples of silly ones.
I like that. The next question comes from our religious representative.
Oh, Chris Chan?
Yeah, obviously.
I don't know.
You really felt like you were grasping for that one.
It could have been Bud-ist.
I was going to say Jewish.
I almost said that. I was like, don't.
Nope, that doesn't sound like a name, and it feels offensive. It's the way I describe myself, actually.
Yeah. You're only Jewish.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That is such a tired joke that everyone uses, but I love it.
It's a great joke. It's a solid joke. Chris Chan asks, how old are the JSA generally? Are they immune to illness and disease typically associated with old age? Does this mean that they can't die? Also, which of the JSA would be peak boomer, given unsolicited advice and otherwise dismissing millennials and their avocados?
Right. So, first part of this, the JSA still canonically became heroes and originated in like World War II.
Yeah.
But as comics go on, our modern age gets further and further from that. So the sort of story way around that is that at a certain point in time in their original era, they fight, I think it's Perdecaton, who is like a time-traveling Nazi villain, basically. Mm-hmm. And in that fight, they are thrust through time. Mm-hmm. So that is what they can use to bridge the gap. This came up recently just in the Stargirl special that just came out. They talk about that because they talk about how Clock King at one point had sent Green Arrow and Speedy back in time, and that's how they were part of the Golden Age, Seven Soldiers of Victory. And then they and some of the other JSAers got sent forward in time later. So also things like 0 Hour and stuff like that, they've been aged, de-aged a bunch. So their true biological age is essentially like a mystery now. Because some of them, this isn't JSA necessarily, but Seven Soldiers wise, like Sir Justin, the Shining Knight, is frozen in ice, Captain America style.
Yeah.
So some have been in the timeline the whole time, but have been like cryogenically frozen. Some have been missing from time and then they show back up. Some have been there the whole time, but then been de-aged. So trying to figure out actually what age they are is very difficult. Other than just saying like, when was your birthday? When is it now? Mm-hmm. It's not always necessarily accurate. Are they immune to disease and stuff like that? No, I wouldn't say so. But again, a lot of these characters have powers sort of beyond comprehension, like a magic genie or or the Starheart or the Speed Force or things like that. And those things, they do have an effect like on their like immune systems, right? Like there is speed healing and stuff like that. Does that keep Jay more active? Does it stop him from getting cancer or whatever? Like probably a little bit, but they do, a bunch of the JSAers do age. Some of them die. Ted Knight, the original Starman, he died and got old. Lots of those characters do. So it's not like uniformly across the board they are all affected the same way by their time adventures or by being JSAers.
Yeah.
Now, as for who do we think would be peak boomer? Keeping in mind that technically none of them are boomers.
Yes.
Because they are from the greatest generation, the generation before the baby boom.
Yes. Keeping that in mind. Who would best embody that idea of like, back in my day, we, Yeah, I've been trying to figure that out. I want to say maybe Wildcat.
That's kind of where I was going to, actually. I was thinking Ted Grant.
Like, just because he's like a boxer and like he just feels like
he's definitely got that blue collar thing. He doesn't have powers. He's like, no, you pull yourself up by your bootstraps.
Yeah, exactly.
You think I got a fancy ring or a...
Do you know that that actual phrase was meant to make fun of conservatives, the pull yourself up by your bootstraps? Like that was meant to actually like make fun of people, that mindset of just like pull, because you literally can't pull yourself up by your bootstrap because your boots are on you, so you're just falling over. So that term was
that tracks.
Yeah, that's why that was created. But then they took it and used it as like,
it's our word.
Yeah. Well, but also just tried to like go, like exactly. Yeah. Pull yourself up.
You get it.
Yeah. Which I love.
Yeah, I think I was going the same way as you, especially compared to a lot of the other JSAers who are either academics.
Yeah.
You know, like Kent Nelson is an archaeologist, or, you know, Dr. Midnight is a doctor, you know, like, or, you know, Rex Tyler is a scientist.
What
Like,
about Lantern?
Green Lantern, he runs a media company.
Yeah.
You know, Jake Garrick is technically a scientist. He was doing an experiment with hard water vapor, and that's how he got his powers.
What?
It's the golden age. But you know what I mean? A lot of them come from that. Ted Grant is like total other side of the tracks guy, right?
Yeah.
He's scrappy, kind of blue collar. He's a boxer. Like I made myself. He was like a champion boxer, and he's like, I could also fight crime, and he just like went and did that. You know, like
I could fight loads of people.
yeah, he's like, I'm not just good at fighting in here.
Yeah.
And then he was like, oh, you got a magic ring. You can run faster than sound.
I'm
You can
just as
do
good
this.
as that.
You have a magic genie. I got fists, baby.
Yeah, that feels like the boomer.
Yeah. I mean, he is a very understanding guy, but he has, there's a legacy of him training younger heroes like Black Canary or Batman or stuff like that. And him being like, what, you think that's good enough? For like, you know, they do an arc, even on Justice League Unlimited, about him being like, I don't need no help. I got myself into this mess. I can get myself out. Like,
yeah, I want to fight, got a nickel and bought a house on just that.
yeah, why can't you do that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I could definitely see Ted Grant being the most boomer. I think we're in total agreement.
100%. All right, next question comes from Instagram.
Now we're going to Instagram, take some questions and answer them.
Coming from Agent Sanchez.
It's actually Agent Sanchez.
Oh.
I think. I don't know anymore, man.
Coming from Agent No Cheese.
Sans cheese. Fuck you, that's funny.
A man with
God, the linguistic hoops you're jumping through to make that joke.
A man with no cheese. Agent Sanchez.
Fuck you, that's good. Is this a new podcast?
What?
I don't know. I'm asking. Is this?
I mean, why can't we win with 3 podcasts?
Yeah. Why can't we be 5 of 5 nominated podcasts?
Holy shit. First of all, Scaredy Guy should have won.
Not a podcast, but yes.
Close enough.
Yeah.
Scaredy Guy should have won.
Yeah.
Fest Quest should have won.
Obviously. Been off the air for years.
Yeah. I don't think it's even online anywhere.
No, it's not.
No. I think it's some people have it posted. I think if you look hard enough.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's not on iTunes, but
yeah,
some places just like hard host it. So.
Oh, right.
Anyways, yeah, all 5 of 5.
Nice.
Agent Sanchez, a man with no cheese, asks, was Parallax a good choice for the villain in Green Lantern, or should they have gone with Sinestro? So we're talking about the movie here.
Yeah. Oh, it's tough. I know why.
I mean, clearly, Plane Crasher should have been the enemy there.
Yeah, the PTSD of holding a leather jacket is the real enemy, I think.
Yeah.
The
enemy were the planes that crashed along the way.
That's funny, too. Damn it. Yeah, you're on a roll right now. Listen, for those of us who know the character, have read the comics, it seems insane to pick Parallax because there's so much setup for that.
And such a big character for one
There's
movie.
the whole thing where it's like, are you doing Emerald Twilight?
Yeah.
Because shouldn't we set him up before we break him down? And then it's also like, you're going to introduce like other color cores and stuff. But I can see where it is a good idea in that they are Green Lanterns. Their power is will. What is the enemy of will? It's fear. What is fear? Parallax. There's like a pretty easy set of steps where you're like, this is the most primal version of how do we set up what his power is and what is the thing he has to do to win the day is overcome his fear. I mean, obviously the execution of that's exceedingly poor, but also the design of it is bad because Parallax as a pseudo guardian fart cloud is not scary. Parallax in the comics is a giant glowing yellow insectoid monster.
Yeah.
Like we're almost going to like alien territory.
Yeah.
Like, like a xenomorph, like something that is proven to be scary. Wouldn't it be crazier to have this kind of like glowing, like like
Scary.
fucking legs and shit. Like even just from a design perspective, if you change almost nothing else about that movie, from a design perspective, if you change Parallax, I think that movie's already better.
Yeah, I mean, actively
is what I would say.
Though I don't want to know what the effects would look like.
I don't. If you were going to do Sinestro, then I don't think you make him full. He is a villain. We need you to fight him.
Yeah.
I think we've talked about this before. You do Training Day.
Yeah.
As Hal is learning how to be a Green Lantern, he's like, "What is up with this?" You see, like the. You see like the sort of darkness in Sinestro, the abuse of his power, that sort of thing. You see maybe a fear in Hal that like, is this what power does to people? And he has to overcome the fear.
Yeah.
He takes down Sinestro. They expel him from the Green Lantern Corps. And then you give him this post-credit scene where he gets a yellow ring or something like that. He's on Quard and the Weaponers give him a ring.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Sinestro probably makes more sense. But I can kind of see why they were tempted by Parallax conceptually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair. Seems a bit easier.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, it's always easier than like, hey, this is the living embodiment of fear.
Yeah.
That's a thing that exists.
So you know there's Will. Well, now there's also these other things.
Yeah, I think like that you could just make it more internal. Like, your constructs aren't solid because you're afraid. We don't have to actually fight fear.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
I am looking forward to the day when they nail Green Lantern as a concept in a movie,
because it's not only visually can be spectacular, but it's like that there is some good like morality play stuff in there too, the stuff that makes a good Star Wars or a good Star Trek. Or
you're literally dealing with like will and
you're dealing with
fear.
like primal emotions.
It's such an easy
and these vibrant colors, and it's like green means this. Like it does kind of distill down to this like, you know, the Sith have a red lightsaber.
Yeah.
like it feels very kind of like archetypal. Yeah. When they get it right,
it's gonna be
Green
really
Lantern's
good.
gonna knock the shit out of people. But like, when will they get it right?
I know.
Hopefully this HBO show.
Yeah,
but,
that's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're going for the last question, which means we're heading over to Reddit.
Where everyone's nice and no one's ever mean.
Yeah, you were terrified. You didn't know.
Yeah. That's why I can't be a Green Lantern.
Or you can be a really successful Yellow Lantern.
Yeah. I mean, they're the ones that master fear, though.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just afraid.
Yeah, but isn't that part of it? Was that you fall into
You have
fear?
to feel fear. You have to, like, acknowledge that. Yeah. But you also have to be able to, like, what is it they say? You can instill fear.
Oh, no. Is cowardice one of them?
Pale yellow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Off-white. Cream.
Yeah. Oh, I would be a cream lantern.
You're a creamsman for sure.
I'm a cream lantern. Yeah. Do you want to see my construct?
Oh. Why is it so, like, viscous?
Your constructs are viscous. They're dripping.
Yeah. And sticky?
Yeah.
That's impressive.
I'm the cream lantern. I made a construct. You're going to have to give me like 20 minutes before I make another construct.
I think this one's spoiled. Last question comes from Dante's Fire.
Ooh.
_
Okay. Good. Are you sure we pronounced that?
Dantes Fire. No, I got nothing. Yeah. I started strong and then I really lost my way.
See, this is why I won the Canadian Podcast Award.
Yeah. Oh no, it was just two. They say Dr. DC podcast minus Richard.
Oh, it was, yeah. Well, but here's the fun thing is that it's not the Dr. DC and Richard podcast. So I think it's implied who won.
Yeah, the one who made it.
Yeah, me.
The one who
I made it.
Constructed it.
I did it.
You're along for the ride.
I am this.
You're such Steve Jobs.
Yeah. Yeah. You're my Woz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just did all the tech work and
I just did literally everything.
Yeah, but I'm the face of it.
You get back in the closet.
Okay, sir. That's why you didn't want my photo on the display anymore. I had these little animations of us. And
no, I don't like that.
Yeah, you just want the words.
Yeah.
So then people can make a direct correlation to you.
I mean, you're putting it pretty bluntly. I would have played it more coy, but yes.
Welcome to the Richard's Ghostfacers podcast.
I mean, we all know.
Yeah. Now we each get one, and we're both nominated. Oh my god, is this how we find out who's funnier?
Oh my
Holy
God.
shit.
Oh my God, this could end both podcasts.
That's
Sweet
release.
Hashtag.
Dante's Fire asks, in Action Comics #1, on the...
Sorry.
That issue makes me sick.
These mics are so damn good.
Award-winning podcasters. In Action Comics #1, on the cover, where Superman... There it is.
Oh, no.
That's par for the course. Where Superman
I need some bags.
is smashing the... No amount of bags are going to unclog this situation. In Action Comics #1,
Sure.
on the cover, where Superman is smashing the green car into a rock.
Right.
Do you think the car owner's insurance covered that? Is that an act of God?
Did they have insurance in the 30s, or were they just like, here's a giant 2-ton death machine, have fun?
Yeah. Hopefully you don't hit anything or anyone.
What do you mean insurance? That sounds like a plan B, like you don't think you could drive this thing.
Plan B, also a thing we don't have.
No. No.
No, they're not allowed to get rid of those problems.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, God.
We just poorly parent them.
I'm going to say no.
If they did have it, I'm going to say yes, it's an act of God.
And if they...
Of a God.
But also, I feel like... I mean, insurance nowadays would find a way to weasel out of paying if some giant guy smashed your car.
What if there was just superheroes?
But there weren't, because that's, like...
He was the first.
He's the first.
Oh, so suddenly a super guy showed up and they're like, wow, I mean, that was a guy that did that.
Yeah.
His insurance will have to pay for it.
Yeah, they'll be like, did you get his information?
Yeah,
They'd be
yeah.
like, no. And they'd be like, well, I'm sorry, we can't help you.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. The insurance would like find a way to weasel out.
Well, here's the thing too. Based on that image and the direction of the vehicle, I mean, maybe like they should have stopped before they hit Superman.
Well, but he has picked up the car here and then like turned around or whatever to smash it against like a rock or something.
Yeah, but is he
like? I don't think the car was driving in that same direction because he's also holding it like he and the car are facing the same way.
Is he smashing it like on the top of it or the front of it?
Like he's under the car,
Yeah.
facing the same way as the car,
Yeah.
and putting it hood down into a rock.
Okay, so it wouldn't be the front of the...
The front of the car is what's hitting.
Well, yeah, that's the thing, right? So if you looked at that from...
But it's not hitting him.
Yeah, but if when he puts the car down, you see the front is smashed and he's standing there, Superman would be like, well, yeah, I was standing here and they hit me. They should have stopped. Technically, it's the drivers.
So you think Superman is a dirtbag who would, like... You like to imagine that the people in this car didn't have it coming. They weren't crooks that Superman was stopping and he smashed their car. He just went and smashed a car and then he was like, they hit me, officer.
Yeah, I was just standing here.
If anything, you should be taking them to prison.
Yeah.
Up, and away!
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I think that answers that question.
I mean, he was a more aggressive character in the Golden Age. He would say stuff like, he would
Stop
say,
being such a bitch.
Well, no, he would say stuff like, you're not hitting a woman now.
I'll show you.
Kind of.
Oh, no.
He would sort of say stuff like that.
Yikes.
In the Golden Age. It's a little more aggressive.
Wow. Make comics golden again.
No. You got to stop asking me to make things golden for you.
I just got the shower that needs fixing. Can you make it golden? That is it for today.
Check us out on social media.
That's right.
Hit us up. The Fanagar Tournament of Pandering is ongoing. Join us on Patreon. There's all sorts of fun bonus stuff and extra episodes and the Second Chance tournament over there.
And tomorrow we have a live episode.
Tomorrow, the live episode that we recorded on Saturday is coming out on the main feed.
Yeah.
So you can listen to that. That's going to be a ton of fun. And later in the week, there'll be another one of these, and then the annual.
Yeah.
And yeah, check out Ghost Facers, a supernatural rewatch.
The award-winning comedy podcast.
I mean, Dr. DC won for comedy.
No, I don't think so. Dr. DC's got 2 other categories.
And it won them all. And it deserved to win the rest.
Yeah, give me num 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 num. I want all of the other categories.
I will never not feel good about myself.
I mean, this is kind of a horror podcast.
I mean, it's a horrible podcast.
Yeah. But I mean, we've been committing crimes.
Shut the fuck up, man.
Crimes were committed on this premises.
Not better. No, dude.
Unrelated to
Adios.
Ciao, ciao.
All the superheroes, they always fight for what is right. Live with danger and adventure, they are men of might.
This was a Brain Freeze podcast.